focus on Magento e-commerce, and we do a lot of search engine optimization, search engine marketing. Okay, well, that makes sense to a lot of people. Like, okay, great. We also do photography, we do email, we do this, we do that, but that's kind of the elevator pitch. This site, Facilitated Wellness, it's pretty clear that they do the massage therapy. This site, and this is an older version of it, it's pretty clear what they do. They want you to buy now, and it's on sale, and it's all 85% off. And the lowest price is guaranteed on the internet. Up with People, what do? They don't know what they do. And if you talk to 5 different people there, they're going to give you 5 different answers. And one of the things that we found when we redid their site the first time was we tried to get them to say something about what they were, who they were, and all the rest. And that's a big, difficult thing. This site, I have no idea what they do. It's some kind of impact on education, and you can donate, but it's just all scattered, and you're just not sure what they do. It's too out there. This is a really old version of our site, but here's what we do, for example. And that's still somewhat true. Okay, number 3. Any questions on that mistake? And we're going to fly through the rest of these fairly quickly. Number 3, links don't look like links. If it's blue and it's underlined, people know that it's a link. People in general, our consumers, are not going to discover your site. They're not going to enjoy the creativity or interact in new ways and figure this stuff out. A lot of us wake up every day with a set number of decisions that we can make. We have a set number of mental calculations that we can make. And the more mental leaps that we make our clients do on a website to figure out what they should do so that they can buy or interact with us, the less likely they are to spend that cognitive time with us to do that. One of the best books on web design and interactivity is a book called Don't Make Me Think. And it's an old book, but it's been out there for a while. And the theory is, if you really have to think about how you have to navigate the site and figure out all that stuff, then you've lost the customer anyway. So blue and underlined, or a big button that says click here. This is actually a site that we worked on a while ago. It's a little pixelated because I had to blow it up. But their links were just a slightly darker shade up here. And so we recommended, okay, how about underlining it or making it red or something that people know that they're supposed to click on it? Because when we got to the site, we're like, okay, well, where's more information on it? So that's one of the big things. So links that are slightly different or non-underlined aren't as ideal. Okay, questions on that? Attention is your greatest asset. One of the biggest mistakes is content that is old and stale. If it's not relevant, people stop paying attention and they'll get to it later. A lot of websites that we deal with are essentially time capsules, static time capsules that were launched a long time ago. Would you eat this apple? Ben might, if he's hungry enough.
Jeez,
yeah.
Ben today.
Ben's a good guy. Would you buy from this site? No? You actually can't buy from the site. You have to call them. And I actually did buy from that site, but which, so with all the stuff that I'm saying, well, you can discount it a little bit. But this looks pretty scammy, but it's been around for a while. I've seen stuff recently where the last promotion expired 6 months ago, or, hey, we're really excited to see you at this trade show in 2007. And, it's not 2007 anymore. Or an old address or an old logo or no upcoming events on their upcoming event calendar. One of the biggest reasons why content is stale is no one person in an organization owns the website because it's difficult. And so that's one of the things that we try and evangelize with our clients is, okay, who's actually the owner of that content? And I won't go through why content management systems are good, but I'll just go through this. Okay, number 5, no privacy policy. Nobody reads the privacy policy. How many people have read our privacy policy on our website? Anybody?
I have.
Jesse might have, yes. There's actually something interesting on our privacy policy if you ever do read it. But here's the thing. Nobody reads our privacy policy or any privacy policy in general. So why bother? It builds trust and confidence. Having a link to our privacy policy is important, and it does need to link to something that says what you do. So anywhere you collect information on your website, you should have a link somewhere close by that says, here's our privacy policy. It builds trust and confidence. So this is for Jamie's first book. It basically says down here, get the first chapter of the book delivered to your inbox. And what we wanted to do is not just give it away on the web, but collect some information so that when the book launched or the next book came out, we could email them. And basically underneath it says, we won't spam you, sell your email address or use it for evil purposes. And then a big link that says why this is safe. And then on the next page, it basically says why this is safe, and simply fill this in. We promise not to spam you. And it says, and if you can't trust a rabbi with your email address, who can you trust these days? Which is humorous and deflecting, and people are like, yeah, that's probably right. So, and we give real reasons why not to have that on there. And it's successful. We get a lot of people who sign up for the free chapter every single day. And then within that email, so we're sending it out to people, they read it, they can forward it along to their friends, and then they can click to buy it, which is a good thing too. Cheesy flash intros. We're dealing with this a lot less these days, but even about a year and a half ago, Flatiron Athletic Club had this huge, cheesy, flash, awful intro that just took over the entire website, and you couldn't skip it. The button didn't work. Another way to deal with that, this is another site we did a while ago, is instead of having the big flash intro take over the whole page, just build it into the content area and then you have the rest of it. So what we tell people is if you really need to have one, and we highly recommend not having one, always have a skip intro button and make sure it actually works, because most of the time it doesn't. Because what happens is the whole flash piece has to load before you can actually click on anything. Set a cookie and only show it the first time they come to the site. You don't need to send it to them every single time. And make sure that the volume can be muted. And make sure it's SEO friendly. That's the other big thing with flash intros, is a lot of times it's just, it's this big opaque wall and a search engine can't read through that. Okay. Number 7, we're closing in on the end. How are we doing on time? 9:51. All right, about 9 minutes left, and then we'll wrap up. Typos and mistakes. Poor grammar equals lost business. If we have typos in our emails, if we have typos on our website, it makes us seem less educated, lazy, not smart, no attention to detail, and lacking. And I'm not saying this to be cute or because I do find typos from time to time in the New York Times and Wall Street Journal, and it's just like how my mind works sometimes. But this is an actual Craigslist posting for somebody who applied for a job here, for an entry-level website designer. Hi, I seen your ad on Craigslist and it sounds like just the opportunity I've been looking for. As for salary requirements, I'm going to leave it wide open, $35 to $50 a year. So if that's $35 to $50 a year, maybe we should hire them, because that's cheap. But anyway, this is somebody that, when we're looking for new people to hire, and obviously you didn't send something like that in, and nobody here did either, we're looking for reasons why we don't want to hire people, and this is one of them. And when people are working with us and looking to us for working with us as a business, they want to know that, okay, we're somewhat well-educated and well-spoken, and we don't do stuff like that. Again, probably the last demotivator. This is one of my favorites of all time. Potential. Not everyone gets to be an astronaut when they grow up. Okay, footer navigation. Isn't that great? Yeah, probably my all-time favorite is underachievement. The highest blade of grass gets cut first. Footer navigation, really important. A lot of advanced users, especially on long scrolly pages, will use the footer navigation. Not including a footer is a big mistake. This is our old site, but it had a link to a homepage, contact us, sample websites, sitemap, privacy policy, our address information, some of the other stuff that we're part of. And it helps from a link structure and SEO. So we can link to the sitemap and help build trust, and it's just another way that people can interact. The other thing is, make sure there's a physical address on there, so that when people are searching for a Boulder website design company or a web development company that does Magento in Denver, Colorado, or Boulder, Colorado, having our address on the footer of every single page then basically says to Google and other search engines, okay, here you are, this is a real thing, and can allow people to find us. Put in your phone number, put it in decreases abandonment, put it in RDFA tagging. You can put in copyright information, which gives you not much protection. You can include seals, accreditations, hacker safe, awards, organizations, short description of what you do. If you're a nonprofit, you can say, hey, we're a nonprofit. Okay, so we're almost there. Nothing says you don't care like an error 404. So the web page cannot be found. Matt did this really cool script the other day that he showed me, and I think showed to Scott, where he saw any 404 error that was coming into our site, and took a look at it and said, oh, there's not a lot, but there are a couple of inbound links that are coming in, and let's create a 301 redirect for each one of those. A 301 redirect basically says, okay, this page isn't available anymore, go over here. So for error 404, if you don't have that, basically if a page isn't available, you can redirect to a home page or a custom error page. A 301 basically says this is moved over to here, so all of the link juice that you would get from a good inbound link will continue to be there. Google, other search engines don't like broken links. Users don't like broken links either, and that will penalize you. So it's easy to run automated programs to check. Okay, number 10, and we're almost done. Reduce clutter. There's a great book. If anybody has seen my